Okay, so here we are at the Lulu's Way, June 2025, New Hampshire Women's Meetup. Yay! And here this evening, we are going to be in the spotlight. I love how many people have signed up for this. I love how people are just like, you know, just freaking, I'm gonna just do something. I'm gonna do something. I just love it, you know, I love it. And for those of you that don't have anything, oh, you will. Just wait till the end. We got a little something, something. Yeah? Yep. Anyway, so should we open it up with, what should we open up with? Well, you know, the three of us, we have our three things that we've worked really hard on. We've really worked hard on it, you know? And so we're wearing them out. We're wearing it out. So we're like...
Can we do the easiest?
We'll do the cups first?
We'll do the cups first.
Okay. So the story about this is that we were on the beach in Florida, and I think I said I got something that we're gonna do. Did I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Something like that.
You came back from Walmart.
Oh, with the cups.
With the cups.
I gave them each a cup, and I was like, I got something for us to
And
do.
got purple ones as motivation.
Yeah, I did. I got them purple just for you. So I just said, let's like learn this, and it took us. Oh my goodness! I don't know if you saw the videos, but I have all the bloopers at the end of it because it was so funny because we were just messing it up. You know, we just kept messing it up. It was just hard to get the timing. If anybody wants to learn how to do this, you just go on YouTube and say tutorial for the cup song.
Oh, really?
And then, and that's where we learned it. So we just kept watching the video, and we just kept practicing and memorizing.
I thought you made it up.
No.
Oh God, no. Oh my gosh. This is from the movie Pitch Perfect.
Oh, I never seen it.
I never did either. I didn't even know there was such a thing. And in the tutorials, some of the tutorials, it was really kind of cool, guys, because they had children, like 400 of them.
Oh, doing it.
In this stadium.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
Cups.
Yeah. And it's just like a percussion. It's an amazing thing, you know?
So neat.
And some coordination, like real
Yeah.
coordination.
Yeah.
And you know, like I can see kids learning it like this.
Right.
It took us
Right.
a while. We were like, okay, we have to do it again all day today. Cups are going flying halfway down the beach. We're like, okay, we can't drop it. Okay, ready, guys?
Yeah.
I got my ticket for the long way round. 2 bottles whiskey for the way. And I sure would like some sweet company. And maybe it's far to stay. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by the day. You're gonna miss me everywhere. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I got my ticket for the long way round, the one with the prettiest of views. It's got mountains, it's got rivers, it's got sights and pictures. It sure would be prettier with you. When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk, you're gonna miss me by my talk. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair, you're gonna miss me everywhere. You're sure gonna miss me when I'm gone. When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk, you're gonna miss me by my talk. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Let's do it.
That's what we did. Okay, I'm on the other side.
This is another one. I was like, we're learning this. We learned this off of TikTok.
This is what we opened with last time so that, you know, everyone would realize that you could do
The bar
anything.
is now very high.
The bar is very high.
And don't even ask what this means, because we don't know.
We watch 7-year-olds.
2 7-year-old girls did it on
Awesome.
TikTok. We're like, we're doing that.
Awesome.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Lemonade, crunchy ice. Sip it once, sip it twice. Lemonade, crunchy ice. Sip it once, sip it twice. Turn around, touch the ground, kick your boyfriend out of town. Toes, 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 freeze.
I am my mother's savage daughter, the one who runs barefoot, cursing sharp stones. I am my mother's savage daughter. I will not cut my hair. I will not lower my voice. My mother's child is a savage. She looks for her romance in the colors of stones, in the faces of cats, in the falling of feathers, in the dancing of fire, in the curve of old bones. I am my mother's savage daughter, the one who runs barefoot, cursing sharp stones. I am my mother's savage daughter. I will not cut my hair. I will not lower my voice. My mother's child dances in the darkness. She sings healing songs by the light of the moon, and watches the stars and renames the planets, and dreams she can reach them with a song and a We are all brought forth out of darkness into this world through blood and through pain, and deep in our bones the songs are waking. So sing them with voices of thunder and rain. We are our mother's savage daughters, the one who runs barefoot, cursing sharp stones. We are our mother's savage daughters. We will not cut our hair. We will not lower our voice.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sharon, in case you don't know. This is going to be real short and sweet, okay? My story is, my brother was moving to South Carolina about a year ago, and he didn't have time to clean out his place, so he left it for me to do. Do what you got to do. So I did, cleaned everything out. There was a back room, and I saw all these boxes on the back room. And I said, I'm not leaving until I find out what's in those boxes. Well, when I opened them, there was all these beads and jewelry making tools. Did I know anything about it? Not a single thing. What I did was YouTube. YouTube taught me everything. And now I find it so satisfying. You know, when I first started, I didn't know what I was doing, but as I watched the YouTube and I got better at it, and I got more beads, and then I got more excited. So it's just a relaxing, fun thing to do, and it's what I enjoy. So, and I want everybody to come up, and if it interests you, if you wear earrings, come up and pick out a pair. Okay? Everybody help themselves. Okay? What I did find was some days I'd start out and I would be like, I'd try, I'd lay everything out and I'd be like, I'd try, I just couldn't make anything. And then some days, like right before I left, I was making a ton of stuff.
Awesome.
You just got to be in the right frame of mind or whatever, but I found it to be very relaxing and I love it.
Awesome.
And thank you, bro, for my second job.
Yeah.
So I do Zumba Gold, as you all know, but also I love to sing. So I'm gonna do something different than I did last time. I'm in a tiny jazz combo, just 3 of us. And so I'm going to sing something kind of on the jazz tip. What a difference a day makes, 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. My yesterday was blue, dear. Today I'm a part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear, since you said you were mine. Oh, what a difference a day makes. There's a rainbow before you. Skies above can't be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss, it's special when you find romance on your menu. What a difference a day makes, and that difference is you. Do 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 be do 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 be do be do 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 do. My yesterday was blue, dear. Now I'm a part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear, since you said you were mine. Lord, what a difference a day makes. There's a rainbow before me. Skies above can't be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss, it's special when you find romance on your menu. What a difference a day makes, and that difference is you.
I was already in my van when I saw your video about this, and I thought, I left my guitar at home, and I used to play piano a long time ago. But I was listening to what you said about about reaching out, going out of your comfort zone, and how doing something that you wouldn't normally think you'd want to do, but take a chance, like the showcase. This is something I wrote back in 1990 or 1991. And it talks about the feelings I experienced when I jumped out of a hot air balloon attached to a bungee cord. 175 feet. And I did it I went with some friends from work. I was the only woman. There were about 6 of us, 7 of us. And but they knew I liked to try things. And I kept saying, yeah, I'll do it. But anyway, this is what I wrote. When I got back the next day, I was still had a lot of adrenaline. And they published it in my work email, a work newsletter, about a week later. So, all right, so I'm going to try to do a dramatic reading. My first glimpse of the balloon brought to a halt the excitement of my pending jump. My immediate reaction to this spectacular sight, a jumper on the edge of the gondola hovering 175 feet above the earth, was a gasp and a realization that perhaps I'd been fooling myself all along. I could not do this after all. I would not be the brave thrill seeker I'd already been dubbed. I would be, as some would call it, sane. But the sanity was short-lived as we stood in line to sign our waivers. If I die, there's no one to blame but myself. The initial fears started to turn more to a, I can't believe I'm going to do this, my God, I must be crazy attitude. But I did it. I signed the papers, paid $69, and proceeded to wait in the longest line ever envisioned by man or woman. The line wasn't long enough. It was my turn to all too soon. With chest and rear harness attached, I took that long, slow walk down to meet the balloon. Everyone cheered me, seemingly unaware that they were sending me off to fates unknown, although guessed by me at being that of death, either from heart attack or impact. Doesn't really matter once it's over. I was about to die and my friends were cheering me on. Once in the gondola, my fears ebbed momentarily as I likened myself to Dorothy heading back to Kansas, where comfort and security was offered. I even smiled and waved to my, until just recently, friends, but the balloon continued to rise higher and higher until my friends were completely out of sight. They were back in sight once I opened my eyes, but they were still quite far away. And their cheers went unheard over the pounding of my heart. 175 feet, and the balloon man told me it was time to go. Believing that this gentleman may be the last person I was about to see on earth, I fell in love immediately and contemplated asking him to marry me. But time would not allow it. So on the count of 3, I was to let go. So on the second count of 3, I did let go of everything. I let go of anxieties and frustrations, worries about my friends and my job, concerns of aging and dying. Well, for another couple seconds, remained a slight fear of dying. But the 20 seconds it took to fall, recoil, fall again, and be gently lowered to the ground was probably the most important 20 seconds of my life.
Wow.
Once unharnessed and again with breath, I allowed the tears to fall. Tears of relief and release in the recognition that I had indeed lived through this adventure. I had lived through it and returned to safety with a new sense of self, a revived sense of life, and a new love for my friends. As they were indeed my friends, because they had known through all their own experiences that their cheers of encouragement were what I would, in the end, remember and value the most.
Hi everybody, I'm Kate. I'm 60 years old. And I'm stretching. Kick! That's not my act though. I'm 60 years old. What now? Lulu's meetups are the place to be. Car camping is the life for me. Road tripping oh so far is fine. By the cold weather, just give me that warm sunshine. My car is where I'd rather stay. I get to drive for miles all day. I just adore a beachfront view. Meetups, I love you, but I miss my shower and loo. The fun, the sun, fresh air, greasy hair. This life. Goodbye, snow and ice. Lulu's meetups, we are there.
This is very impromptu. I was not planning on doing this. I'm not a singer, a dancer, a storyteller, but I can draw and paint. So I scrounged together a couple of books, and I thought I'd just show you the sort of thing that I do. And there's not a lot in here, but if you're interested in seeing more of my finished work, you can see that on social media. And I'll have cards and stuff for everybody so you know where to look.
Oh.
But I have 2 little sketchbooks, and some of the pictures in them are not finished, so you're just going to see sort of an abstract smush. But I live in a cottage in northwest Connecticut called Dandelion Cottage, and I have a flock of bantam chickens. And one of my favorite things to do at the end of the day is to sit up and let the chickens out and throw some canned corn for them. And sometimes I'll just sit there and I'll paint them. And so I know you can't see very well here, but there's some pencil sketches
Oh, yeah.
of the chickens too. So I can, if you want to see the pictures more closely, I can show you later.
Oh.
Now some of these are part of a 3-day long online event that I was in, and there were demonstrators from around the world, and people tuned in, hundreds of painters. It was Watercolor Live, I think was the name of it. And so these are some pictures after some of the folks that were presenting their own work. So this is a scene from Italy by a very well-known painter named Alvaro Castanei.
Wow.
And this was a presentation by a fellow from Texas. And he was from West Texas, where there's not a lot of geographical interest going on. It's a big flat plain, but he found this beautiful, dilapidated farm just not far from where he lived, and he would go there and he would paint it, and sometimes he'd embellish it.
And then you just painted it too?
And then everybody, we all just painted along with everybody. So it was something he did at home, online, watching from the computer.
God, you do beautiful work, Leslie.
So this is a study in crystal. Okay, so how to paint glass. And then over here was a little urban scene.
Nice.
And I'm sorry I'm not telling everybody's name, but as I mentioned, these are not my original things. This is from Ireland, and this was a fellow named Sebastian Tallman, and he's a wonderful painter.
Wow.
And my training is in classical landscape painting. So if you think Hudson River School, that's the kind of training that I had when I was a young art student. And my teacher, Frank Mason, from the Art Students League, would take a big bunch of us to Stowe, Vermont every year throughout the month of June. And we would go there because there were all sorts of ski places that we could stay at that were just sitting there during the summer. So it was very inexpensive. And it's beautiful there. And what happens is you're in between the White Mountains of New Hampshire and the Green Mountains of Vermont. And so these storm systems blow in, and the clouds go ping pong back and forth between the mountains, so you get these incredible prismatic light effects. So it's a wonderful place to learn how to paint the landscape. And then here's a portrait. Okay, and that's just kind of almost monochromatic. And then there's some, these are macaws, I think, some big dark, well, maybe not macaws, I don't know what kind of parrot. Black cockatoo, I wrote down the name. Okay.
Beautiful.
This is a fjord in Norway. And what's nice about these Sweden. What's nice about these little books is that you can choose to do a sketch on either side of the page or do a double. If you're somebody that likes to write, you can add notes and do some writing with your journals. Beautiful. And I also teach people how to make journals because I love decorative art journals, and I show people how to make them from scratch. And then you can put whatever kind of paper you like in there. So if you're somebody that likes to write, you can have beautiful writing paper. You can mix it up, put some watercolor, some drawing, whatever it is that you like. And so this is a little cityscape of a lady walking down the street, and a snow scene.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
Here's another bird. This was a still life where the artist took a taxidermied bird and set it up with some fruits. It's kind of odd, but it gives you some really great practice for doing different textures and rendering different types of objects. This was a beautiful picture that I didn't have time to finish, but this was in, I think it was in LA, something like that, Southern California. And then this is in Wales. So one of the reasons why I'm here at Lulu's Meetup is to learn how to get my car set up and how to go camping so I can take my watercolors with me and do plein air camping, you know, wherever I go. And so that, one more, this is one of mine. So this is a plein air painting that I did in Connecticut. We did a meetup, which is when artists get together. They're a lot of fun. You bring your coffee, your lunch, and you go to a certain location and you spend the day painting there. And this was at a dairy barn in Connecticut, and not far from where I live. I live in a really beautiful area in the Litchfield Hills of Connecticut. And then very quickly, I have this book. I just came back from a trip to Portugal. So I brought my little book with me, and I brought my backpack with my paints and stuff. And we were moving around, so there wasn't a lot of time to do paintings, but I squeezed some in. So this is Lisbon, and I set up on a vista viewing area where they had some benches, and I just spent a really happy afternoon there painting. This is the same area, but it looks like one picture, but it's actually two different pictures, but it's a similar kind of view. Now Portugal is on the western coast of Europe, and Lisbon is a seaport town, and so a lot of I think what happens is the weather blows in from the Atlantic, and it's cool weather, and then it hits the warmer Lisbon air, and it creates these big clouds. I'm not a meteorologist, but the clouds over the sea are incredible, and I could have just spent the whole year there painting. This was an unfinished picture from some grounds. There are so many castles in Portugal. I mean, there are just loads, and so that was one of the castles. This was a garden outside of a castle in a very remote area where Portugal meets Spain, and so it's very remote, very few people there, and there's this incredible castle up there. I just loved it. So we had a wonderful time. It's a really fun place for Americans to visit because it's very easy. The money is easy, the transportation is easy, the language is easy, the food's fantastic, it's not too expensive, and it's just a great place. And then this is just on the train.
Wow.
So just doing little thumbnail studies
Wow.
on the train, the people in the train station, little monochromatics. And finally, one last picture. So we have friends who live in Lisbon, and this is the view from their kitchen table. And so they're way up on top of this hill in Lisbon, and it's, I'm trying to remember the name of the castle. I think it was St. George's Castle up there, and they're right outside the castle. And this is what they see when they have their coffee. And that's
Thank you, Leslie.
Yes, sir. I was down at the dock the other day, and this couple came down. They said they seemed to be lost. They said, "We can't find our way." I said, "Well, where are you going?" He said, "Well, we're supposed to go up there." I said, "Well, you can't get there from here." And they looked at me like I didn't know what I was talking about. And they thought I was probably going out lobstering. But I said, "No, you can't get there from here." And they said, "Well, we don't understand." I said, "Well, I'll help you out if you got a map." "No, we haven't got a map." "Well, I'm not sure I can do anything to help you." So he turned around, the husband, and said, "Well, come on, this guy's not helping us." And they walked back up the dock. And that's the story.
A few years back, my brother got me my first ukulele. This is my second one. I bought this one for myself, but I never thought that a uke was something that I would be interested in playing. But when I picked it up and I held it, I was like, oh, this is like so rich. It has such a good tone. And I'm not much of a singer. I'm certainly not much of a player, but I enjoyed this song. So I'm going to share it with you. Give me a minute to breathe.
Take your time.
I know you belong to somebody new, but tonight you belong to me. Although we're apart, you're part of my heart, and tonight you belong to me. Way down by the stream, how sweet it will seem once more just to dream in the moonlight. My honey, I know how long that you will be gone, and tonight you belong to me, just little old me.
I'm Jo, and just would like to read you a poem that I really loved. It's called The Journey. One day, you finally knew what you had to do and began, though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble, and you felt the old tug at your ankles. Mend my life, each voice cried. But you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do. Though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though their melancholy was terrible, it was already late enough and a wild night, and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice, which you slowly recognized as your own, that kept your company on your stride as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save.
I wanted an instrument for when I finally travel in my van, and I thought about a ukulele and I thought of a dulcimer, but these are all wood and they don't do well when it gets hot and then cold. So I was talking of all people to my accountant. I said, I need an instrument for the van. So he said, get a tongue drum. I said, what's a tongue drum? So he found it for me, and this is my tongue drum. And I've had it about 2 weeks. So about all you're going to hear is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. But it's a start, and I thought, I kind of like this. So... Whoops. See, I messed it up, but... Working on Sound of Silence, but I'm not sure I'm there. Do you want me to try?
I'll do it better than me. For sure.
Okay. Whoops. That's all I got. So that's my new toy.
Kissy face, Santy's gone back. I'm trying to kiss your lips for real. Red hearts, that's what I'm on, yeah. Come give me something I can feel. Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the
It's whatever you like. Talking, drinking, smoke, freak, party all night. Come back, girl, what's up? Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the
Hey, so now you know the game. Are you ready? 'Cause I'm coming to get you. Hold on, I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm on my way. Hold on, I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm on my way.
Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the just meet me just meet me just meet me
Oh, 2019, ooh, my life blew up, which I've kind of told you about. Right now, the last 2 days is probably the most exposure I've had to a group of people in 5 years. So, yeah. If anybody suffers from depression or mental illness, or you have family members, I'd be more than happy to talk with you because I have sadly become an expert on it. But I won't go into all that with you now. But when it happened for me and I suddenly couldn't work and isolated from my family and friends and anyway, I started seeing like a million therapists and I was so pissed because I couldn't understand why did this happen to me and what, damn it. I saw these psychiatrists, I was like, fix me. This is like humiliating. Like I can do things, I've done things all over the world for other people, like fix me, and nobody could fix me. But one of the therapists that I saw, like, I don't know, 2021, she was like, you know what, you would need to take a course or do something different. So
So, oh, what am I going to do? So then the next week I went back. I went, okay, so I signed up for a course. She's like, what is it? I said, stand up. And she's like, what? And so I took a stand-up class. Now, I will tell you that I didn't graduate because you had to do like a 5-minute thing, and then this is what happens with depression is you're on top of the world, and then poof, it's like somebody sneaks up behind you and puts a sack over you, and they're like, nope, you're not going out for 5 days. But in the last couple of, I don't know, last 6 months or 7 months, I started a YouTube channel, and it's about freaking depression, and it's like shit that I haven't even told my family, because nobody wants to see you as having that problem. So my little channel is just people that have found it because of this illness. So one of the things that I did was I made a video about, it's very sarcastic, as you can probably tell about me, but it's about the positives of depression. Because people are always talking about, oh, this is so low. So I sat at home and I'll share with you some of the positives. So if you know anyone, you can let them know that, hey, here's some good things. So here's some of the good things. One is you have, laundry is not an issue. Because you just stay in a nightgown for 5 or 6 days at a time. And so it's poof, not a problem. So that's a good thing. Another thing that, in my old life, because that's how I kind of look at it, my old life and my new life. In that old life, you'd have food cravings and you'd think about, what am I going to have for dinner? And what am I... Nope. You never have to think about meals because you have no interest in food. So you just I buy a frozen lasagna, and then you have it for dinner and for breakfast and for lunch and dinner. Or then you spice things up and you decide, I'm going to have oatmeal this morning, and then I'm going to have oatmeal and put some grape jelly in it for lunch. Then I still have some oatmeal left over, so I think I'll have that with a scoop of peanut butter. So you save a lot of time and you save a lot of money because food is no longer an issue. The other thing that's really good is you have no car or automobile. You don't go anywhere, so you don't spend money on gas. You don't have to have regular oil changes because again, you're not going anywhere. Your tires, my God, your tires last forever. So see all these things, you have to go hey, this is really cool. Another thing that I thought was interesting is you really cut down on all those cosmetics. I mean, I used to do things pluck my eyebrows every day when I was working. I mean, you sometimes go 2 weeks, you don't pluck your eyebrows, you don't care about skincare, you don't buy all that makeup. It's wow, this is great. You're saving a lot of money. One of the other things that I thought was interesting over the last couple of years is the few friends that I have, people start to they don't want to know too much. They just a little bit. And so they invite you to places. And then I, of course, because I'm fighting this and I want to be part of it, would be yeah, I'll go to the theater. What? It's a week from, I'll buy a ticket. And then the night before, I'll even thought about my outfit. And then the next day, 2 hours before the show, it's nope, you're not going. So here's the good part though. When you send the text to your friends and you go, I can't make it. They don't go, why? Or they don't say, I'm gonna come over and help you. They just go, okay. So it makes things really easy because you don't have that, or some of them will go, okay, I understand. And they don't understand, but it's nice that people say that they understand. The other thing is I have all these nieces and nephews and brothers and sisters, people I've isolated and haven't seen in years. And everybody's just I don't know what they say, what they think, but nobody wants to
admit that could happen to me or to our family. But I used to, everybody's birthday, any anniversary, I would like have to shop for the perfect gift. And then since I lived away, I'd have to package it and like gift wrap it. And then I'd like put it in a box and decorate the box. So when they went to the post office, then the postman would be like, oh, it's your birthday, because they'd see that. No, none of that. All that goes away because you don't buy gifts. You don't have contact with people. So you save a lot of money. Your time is not taken up with these frivolous things of buying stickers and, all this shit. It just all makes it a lot easier. So, but on a calmer note, and again, I feel so lucky to be here. I don't know why I'm here. Like I told you, I bought this van 9 days ago. What the hell was I thinking?
Right.
And I signed up for this thing, and I Sunday got in the car, and I'm like, where are you going? Like, it's just bizarre to me.
Yeah.
But when I stopped Sunday night, I drove 620 miles, I think, Sunday, because it's my first night in the van, and I was so freaking afraid. I didn't know where to stop. And so I kept up. I was like, I'm going to go to the next exit. I'm going to go to the next exit. And then it was like, I kept meaning to, like, stop along the way to make my window coverings, because, of course, I didn't make window coverings. I bought 3 yards of felt, like, the day before I left. And I thought, I'll just stop at a rest area and just cut some. Well, I didn't do it because, again, I was stressed, right? So I finally stopped at Lulu'S, and I'm like shaking because I haven't really eaten all day. Now I don't know where I am, and it's raining, and I go in and I buy a sandwich, and I say to the guy, like, like I've been a vanner for years. I'm like, so it's still okay that people overnight here? This is the story of my life. Always fit in, right? And the guy's like, yeah, sure, just don't, block anyone in and head over by the rocks, So I head over the rocks, and I see like a couple of cars and vans, and then, everyone's there, like all their windows are covered. It's like 8:30 at night. So I see a spot, so I got this freaking van, and I'm used to driving a small little Audi. I like try to pull it in. So I'm in, and now I'm like, oh, I gotta get these window coverings. But I haven't cut them. I haven't done anything. And I'm like getting like spacey because I haven't eaten anything, and I'm in this van, and I'm like, where's that sandwich? It was horrible. I literally, I wasn't crying, but I was just like, this is what depression does to you. I was like, see, this is why you shouldn't have left. That was the feeling. But here's the funniest part, the good part, is I finally got to sleep, and at 3, like I woke up and like just wired, and at 4 I thought, just get out of bed and drive, because so I thought, I looked out my little, peeked up, and nope, there nobody's stirring. I looked here, no one's stirring. So I brushed my teeth. My hair was like askew. Usually I like wet my hair and blow dry it every morning. Like I didn't even have a mirror. I didn't know what I looked like. I just had to get out of there. And it's like 4 o'clock. And so again, I'm not used to this van. So I just opened the door and I kind of butt out, right? Because I don't really know how to even get out of that van. And I'm in a dress, the same dress that I'd worn the day before, just driving. So I'm butting out. And I turn around, and this woman goes, hi. It's 4 in the morning, and she's got her dog, and she was staying in the car next to the next car, right? But so she just sees me like, yeah, right? She goes, hi. I'm like, hi. And she's like, are you leaving? I was like, like I'm just so long. And I don't know what the van etiquette is. Like, do you talk to people? And so her dog kind of runs over towards my van. So she kind of like comes by the thing, and then she goes, do you have a bed in there? And I'm like, yeah. And so now she walks past me, and she goes in, she goes, this is like Martha Stewart. And I'm like, and she's like, can I show my husband? This was at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? And I'm like, no, and she's like, wait, he's quite older than me. I'm 65, he's 82. She goes, I think he's honey. And I'm like, I'm not supposed to talk loud. And so, anyway, he did not come over, but she was calling her. She's like, honey, this girl's got this van. It's like Martha Stewart. So anyway, I got in the van, left her, and I was just pulling out of there, and I was just saying to myself, see, like you get so down, and you think you're like scum of the earth, and you're like beat yourself up, and then somebody like this woman has no idea the impact that she made on me. So, anyway, thank you for the impact that you're making on me. This is probably quite appropriate after the lady who was just before me. I'm sorry, forgetting Jan?
It's Mary Ellen.
Mary Ellen.
You were close.
My name's Connie. I'm from Maine. I'm a retired teacher. 65 years old right now. I made myself some notes here. I was suffering from significant clinical depression in my teens and early 20s. And during that time, I processed the pain and sadness by writing poetry. And eventually, my therapist convinced me to try medication. And thank God and Prozac, I've been free of depression for over 40 years. However, I also lost the urge to write poetry. But a couple years ago, I found this collection of poems, and I decided to take the best ones, what I thought were the best ones that meant the most to me, and make them into my own little book. And so I literally self-published this on Snapfish, where you can make like photo books, except instead of photos, I just typed up the poems and put them in there. But this is the little blurb I wrote at the end. Much of the writings in this collection were from a dark time in my life. As I reread them, I find joy and solace in the fact that I survived the pain and angst of my teens and early 20s relatively intact. While it was a tumultuous time fraught with loneliness, fear, and pain, I know that my journey through it made me the person I am today. For that, I am thankful. And part of, I was thinking people were saying, like, step outside your comfort zone. I have never shared any of these poems with anyone. So this is the first time. I'm not going to read all of them in here because some of them you would need a significant trigger warning to hear. And so those ones I've blocked off.
Thank you.
But I titled it Notes from the Edge. Okay, and I'm going to read you a few selections. And even though they're sad, they're a little bit dark. Some of them, like I said, the darker ones I'm not going to read. Know that what this means to me is how far I've come and that I survived that time and that I'm standing here today. So, the first one is called Unrest. I wrote it in 1976. To put that in perspective, I graduated from high school in 1978. So, restless and sad, I'm going mad. What kind of fool am I? Want to be free, no strings on me. Just let me go and fly. Don't tie me down or make me frown. I want to reach the sky. Restless and sad, I'm going mad. What kind of fool am I? And this one is called Fog, and I wrote this in 1978. One of the things during that time when I was so depressed and all these crazy things were going through my head is at one point I thought I might be a witch. So I would go outside at night when the moon was out and just like, so some of my poems are about fog and nighttime and the moon and that sort of thing. This one's called Fog. Outside my bedroom window, as darkness shrouds the sky, a veil of unreality is floating slowly by. The fog has claimed the earth in mists so grayish white to hide the evil doings of creatures of the night.
And as the dawn draws near, the fog will slowly ebb to leave a trail of dewdrops on grass and spiderweb. Then all that will remain of fog that I now see, a million sparkling diamonds, my misty memory.
Wow, that was great. Oh my God.
This one's called Too Many. And this actually came about because this is 1979. I had gone to the movies alone, because I did almost everything alone. And I got to the movie theater, and there was nobody else in the movie theater. I was the only person, and they played the movie, and I was the only person in the movie theater.
Wow.
So, too many. Were you ever the only person in a movie theater? Were you ever lonely, ever all by yourself? I was, have been, still am. When does it end? Will I always be alone? A never-ringing phone? Surely not just I, others. There must be others all alone. We should be together, we lonely souls. Maybe in the midst of our aloneness, we could find togetherness, friendship, love. Too many empty chairs, empty hearts, empty souls. Too many.
Wow.
And this one's from 1983, and this is when I was deep in therapy and starting to make some progress before I started taking medication. It's called Illusions. Sitting here among the scattered pieces of my shattered illusions, I expect to feel a certain loss, a certain void or pain. What I feel is a peculiar calm, a peace I haven't felt in a long time. After all, what is an illusion but something that deceives? It's just a false impression, unreal, a misconception. So how can I feel the loss of something I never really had? Only when I've let go of the pieces can I really experience change. And change is the only reality, the only thing that's not an illusion.
Wow.
And this one of 1976, Walk Away. Oh, how easy to walk away, pretending not to care. Thinking I'd try, given the chance, would I really still dare? Don't say a word, keep my mouth shut, be timid as a hare. When I get home, just lock my door, stay hidden in my lair. People like me who hide away, are we so very rare?
Wow.
And this is 1976, it's called Waters of Time. Waters of time, so fast and free, wash all this pain away from me. Now cleanse my mind of all dire thought, bring to me peace I long have sought. Down I will go, away with thee, take my soul now and set it free. And this was, I don't have the date on this one, but this was in the early 1980s. Wearily Another Day. All my life a realist, I've longed to be an idealist, never learning how to dream, always afraid to scream. Now I'd forfeit that reality to realize just one scheme. Sleeping through the life I want, awakening to things that haunt me through the hours of my day, imagining I drift away, returning all too swiftly, it lives within me anyway. Elusive dreams that taunt and tease, eluding me they escape with ease. First they're here but not to stay, so stealthily they slip away. Again I face reality, wearily another day. 1978, Angry Words. In the heat of the storm, angry words often fly like broken boughs tossed on an angry wind. Like flying pieces of glass, the words, razor sharp, strike target and cut deeply, wounds that are slow to heal. Although time and loving words often heal the open wounds, in the end, when all is said and done, the scars still remain. That was one of those teenager fights with my mother who really did not understand my illness and what was going on. And, where you go in and you slam the door, and so that's where that came from. Night Winds, this is another one of my witch, when I was thinking I was a witch. 1979. Hear the night winds, feel them blow when you're all alone and down so low. Soft, gentle winds forlornly moan, making a soul feel more alone. You just can't win, don't even try, when you're all alone as the night winds sigh. In 1979, also, Rendezvous with Destiny. I have a rendezvous with destiny, a fate as yet unknown, a purpose, reason, meaning for all the pain I've known. A faraway light of hope, a distant shining star, A dream, a scheme, a future awaits me from afar. I have a rendezvous with destiny, a dream that must come true. The days until I meet it, so many, yet so few. In 1982, again when I was heavily into therapy, somewhere out there in the sunshine, there lies a brighter day for me. Somewhere within these scrambled rhymes, there's a soul aching to be free. I've lived all my days through words with much meaning but little care. Yet all the stories I've heard tell me there's something more there. It's time to stop looking and start seeing that it doesn't take much to be free. It's time to stop waiting and start being everything that I've wanted to be. And this was 1982. I don't know where the days have gone to now. Too soon the cloak of night blackens the sky. My days seem to pass too quickly, and before I've lived today, already it's tomorrow. Too late, there's nothing left to say. I've lived on the surface of my life. I've lived the I was and the I will be, but never the I am. So sad, I don't know who is me. The pain of digging deep into my soul is sharper than digging into my flesh. But there's so much life unused inside. There's so much I need to say. I need to live deep in my life, to be me, to find a special way. Maybe then the days won't pass so quickly, and maybe then the stars will light my nights. Wow. And in 1982, again, this one's not titled. I've lost myself somewhere in the midst of the rush, in the dead, silent crowds, in the deafening hush. Wild, swirling circles of pain and regret keep haunting my mind. They won't let me forget. You're crazy, insane, even loony, they say. They'd better lock you up, better put you away. I wish I could escape this agony of soul. I wish I could forget, could just let it go. But it's not that easy when it happened to you. Just letting it go isn't easy to do. For it's always there in the day and at night. You have to learn to live with it, find a way to make it right. And it's just two more. This one is also 1982. It's called Tears. If only tears could wash away the pain of long ago, I'd have no sorrow left inside. I'd have the cleanest soul. I've cried a million heartfelt tears. I've cried a million days. But all the tears in all the world can't wash the pain away. I've got to find another way to free my aching heart from all the sorrow and the pain that's tearing me apart. For tears are not the cure I need for what is hurting me. For I still hurt now, even though I've cried myself a sea. And this last one I wrote in 1984 as a farewell to the my therapist who basically saved my life. And it's called A Stranger's Smile. My life had been a lonely road until along the wayside I saw a stranger's smile. For once, with reasons still unknown, I didn't turn away, but rather stopped a while. At first, in ways so tentative, with things I'd never said, I tried to let him in. Then I'd feel the fear, and hiding behind my memories, I'd want to run again. But every time I tried to turn, he'd just reach out to me. Was I just imagining, or was he quietly, subtly offering me friendship of all amazing things? The longer I sat by the way, the more sense it all made. I wonder where he'd been. With all my fears unfounded, I felt an unfamiliar joy. He really was my friend. Now as I walk along my road, I won't be so afraid. I may even stop a while. And somewhere along the wayside, the next time I make a friend, I'll remember the stranger's smile.
Oh, I love a song.
I love it too. It's a long intro. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay here, oh, and I'll turn right back around. Said I don't want to leave you lonely, you gotta make me change my mind. Baby, I got your number. Oh, and I know that you got mine. You know that I called you. Oh, I called you many times. You can call me, baby. You can call me anytime. You got to call me. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay, whoa, and I turn right back around. Said I don't want to leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. I don't want no one to squeeze me. They might take away my life. No, I don't want no one to squeeze me. They might take away my life. I just want someone to hold me, oh, and rock me through the night. Woo! This youthful heart can love you, yes, and give you what you need. Yeah, I said this youthful heart can love you, oh, and give you what you need. But I'm too old to go chasing you around, wasting my precious energy. Give me one reason to stay here, oh, and I turn right back around. I said, give me one reason to stay here, oh, and I turn right back around. Said I don't want to leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. Baby, just give me one reason. Oh, give me just one reason why. Yeah, I said, baby, just give me one reason. Oh, give me just one reason why I should stay. Said I told you that I love you, and there ain't no more to say. So when I was a teenager, the first job I had was in a day camp called Kitty Camp. And we had in my group, we were all the kids were set in different groups by age. And I had 4-year-old to 6-year-old, all deaf children. Oh. And when I started, I had no idea about sign language. I could do the alphabet, you know, but I felt like everybody could do the alphabet. And I had to learn sign language to play with these children. Wow. It's been a lot of years, because that was high school. It's like early high school. And my mother, who loves languages, decided, as I was an adult, let's go take a sign language class. So we went to BOCES and we took ASL 1, 2, and 3. Oh, wow. So I learned a little more sign language. But even that's been a while. But I thought, well, I met someone here on the road who is losing their hearing. And so they are learning sign language in the chance that the hearing goes completely. They still have a way to communicate with people. So this is just a little kiddie song.
I love it.
And I hope that I can remember it. I'll do my best. You can sing along if you want to. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
So I am doing a poem, and what's interesting, you're gonna find similarities between my poem and some of the poems that's been here said. You know, I haven't suffered from depression, but of course I've treated people who have. Now, the one thing about this poem, I started it yesterday, so that's the other reason, because I know I'll be nervous here. I started it yesterday and finished it today.
Wow.
And it's dedicated to the ladies in this room. The travelers, you know, us restless spirits, as I say. It's called Untamed Roads, Unbreakable Bonds. And you'll hear my voice crack a little bit when I get real nervous. Out on the road, where the morning glows, women gather where the wild wind blows. Not tied to homes or four fixed walls, but dancing where adventure calls. In pickup trucks, in vans with flair, in SUVs, right? And tents, we're everywhere. It's not the wheels or make or brand, but sisterhood formed hand in hand. We move with strength, with hearts unbound, sharing stories where peace is found. From Zumba Gold, okay, beneath the trees, to van tours, enjoying the breeze. We show our gadgets, life hacked and smart, and share our thoughts straight from our what? Hearts. We tap out pain with laughter clear, and sometimes pause to what? Shed a tear. And some of you see me do that today. Some rest in rigs, some under stars, some dream in tents or sleep in cars. Each setup is different, yet all aligned by freedom's fire and open mind. Under the stars, we play and sing, letting the dance of the campfire ring. From ice cream, laughs, to shopping trips, we savor joy in every sip. Our days are full, we eat, we roam. Together we built a moving home. No matter the ride, truck, van, or SUV, we find connection, joy, and unity. So when you see us rolling by with laughter loud and banners high, know this, the magic wasn't far. It lived in who we truly are. This group of women came to share, to laugh, to grow along the way. But what made this meetup truly special was not just a meetup, but we were meeting up what? Lulu's way. Thank you, ladies.
Yes, this has been an enjoyable evening. And I have some readings. What helped me to get up here was that I think it was Lulu that said that someone read some stories from the childhood book that they enjoyed, and I thought I was like the little weird kid, surprise, in Natick when I was like 7 years old. I loved Catholic school. You know, I loved the uniform and the shoes and the whole thing. Wow. You know, and loved all the little readings and all that stuff. So, I still do. I love you know, spiritual richness and wisdom, and I love the fact that I believe God loves each one of us. So I'm going to read a Song of Wonder. This is Psalm 139. Oh Lord, you search me and you know me. You know when I sit down and when I rise. You know my thoughts and each path I take. Even before I speak, you know my words. You protect me behind and in front. There is such wonderful news, it's hard to believe. Where can I go from you? Where can I hide? If I go to heaven, you're there. If I go to the farthest ocean, you are there. Your hand will safely lead me. I might say the darkness will cover me, the light will become night. But for you, the night is as bright as the day. You formed me inside and out. You knit me in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am made in a wonderful way. You knew all about me, even when I was made in secret. In your book, you wrote all the days of my life. Your thoughts are amazing, God. I could try to count them, but they are more than the sand and the seashore. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my every thought. See if there's any way inside me, and lead me to the way of everlasting. And then I have just a few of Solomon's wise saying that I was thinking of, the corporate wisdom that's in this room, and the, the beautiful spirits that are together, with the Van and Lulu invitation and unity in that, how special it is, Kindness is rewarded, but if you're cruel, you hurt yourself. A worry is a heavy burden, but a kind word always brings cheer. No one else can really know how sad or how happy you are. And a kind answer soothes angry feelings, but harsh words stir them up. Kind words are like honey. They cheer you up and make you feel strong. Our inner thoughts are a lamp from the Lord, and they search our hearts. And wisdom is like honey for your life. If you find it, the future is bright. And this is written on your heart, Jeremiah 29. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I am always faithful to you. Once again, you play your tambourines and dance with great joy. You will plant vineyards in the mountains of Samaria and enjoy a great harvest of fruit. Sing for joy, the people of Judah. See, I'm going to bring them from the farthest parts of the earth. I will gather them who cannot see or walk. The pregnant and the birthing mothers, all of them will return. I, the Lord Judah, will gather them like a shepherd gathers a flock. I will lead them in streams of water. On a straight path they will not stumble. I will turn their sadness into joy. I will comfort them and give them gladness instead of grief. And this is my song for traveling, Psalm 121. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from God, the great creator of heaven and earth. God will not let your foot slip. God will not fall asleep, but will always watch over you. Just as God watches over Israel, God is like a shade tree protecting you from the bright sun. And God will keep you safe in the moonlit night. God will keep you from harm, watching over your life now and forevermore. Amen. And today I'm extra celebrating life because today is the day that my gorgeous husband, and gorgeous he was, Christopher, went to heaven. So it's been 17 years today. And I told my sons, I will not be around to do a cookout or, to have a family gathering, to honor Dad. I will be gone. I will be with women. And I will be dancing and shouting for joy. And I know that, this is the kind of stuff that the people who have gone before us. So if we can, for Lulu, let's dance. Okay, hit it. Okay. Okay, you know it. You know the words, right?
I'm glad to be here. Another day on this good earth, so blessed. I'm always ready to dance. Doing the best that I can. I hope you shake it up when I'm around.
God bless you.
Everybody that did not have an act, come here. All right, so everybody come over here in a line. nice straight line. Everybody face that wall. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna go behind Leslie. Leslie's gonna turn around and look at me, and I'm gonna do a little dance. And then, it's kind of like telephone. Okay. Okay? So then, she's gonna do that dance, you're gonna turn around, and she's gonna do the dance for you, and then you do the dance for her, and it keeps going down the line, and we're gonna see what it looks like at the end. Okay, ready, Leslie? So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh my word.
Okay.
I don't even remember.
God, I feel so bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1,
Turn around.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. Okay.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
Am I supposed to turn around?
Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Oh God. 6, 7, 8, 9,
3, 4, 5.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Wait, everybody don't look, everybody, it's fine. But just remember, this is how it started. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember that? Yeah. All right, let's try it again.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can show
Yeah, bless you.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my God. I know, I forgot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
She really meant that one.
It was pretty close. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Wow.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So I haven't done this for 50 years. But I used to lead sing-alongs in Girl Scout camp. So as I heard so many beautiful voices, but everyone together has a beautiful voice. My father couldn't carry a tune, but we always marched into his family's Christmas party singing a carol together.
Aw.
Because it doesn't matter how you sound, it's about your spirit. So I'm going to teach you a very simple round. It's called the Bells of Paris. Okay, so I'll say the words first. Au Lion.
Au Lion.
Beaugency. Notre Dame. Déclaré. Vendôme. Okay. Au Léon, Beaugency, Notre Dame déclarée, Vendôme, Au Léon, Beaugency, Au Léon, Beaugency, Notre Dame déclarée, Vendôme, Au Léon, Beaugency, Au Léon, Beaugency, Notre Dame déclarée, Vendôme.
Father has a business, strictly second-hand. Everything from toothpicks to a baby grand. Stuff in our apartment came from Father's store. Even clothes I'm wearing, someone wore before. It's no wonder that I feel abused. I never got a thing that ain't been used. I'm wearing second-hand hats, second-hand clothes. That's why they call me second-hand Rose. Even our piano in the parlor, Daddy bought for 10 cents on the dollar. Second-hand clothes I'm wearing, second-hand clothes. I never get a single thing that's new. Even Jake